seen in that short video, we are going to be talking about music therapy. Not only within the people who have ailments, but also within the healthy as well. And in order to do so, we've invited a very special guest into the studio. He goes by the name of Andrews K. Ajimfratiti, and he will be explaining to us a little bit more about what music therapy is all about. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Great.
Okay, well, just looking at that little video, we all just took a look at when it was on it, and looking at what music therapy can do to, the people who are unwell, who are sick. And you made a good comment that it's not just for those who are sick, it's actually for healthy people. First and foremost, explain to us how music therapy can help just each and every one of us.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about music therapy, the term therapy may be a little misleading, because when we say therapy, you're talking about therapeutics in medical science. That is the interventions doctors make to bring a sick person back to normal, to bring the person back into good health. And you saw on the hospital bed music being played to a sick person to cheer the mood, make the person well, and to make sure that the person does not lapse into unconsciousness or maybe worsen the ailment. Because at that stage, a patient is very, 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 very delicate. Right. So doctors are very careful. And sometimes doctors don't allow music to be played. They sedate the person so that the person can be in a very quiet mode. Sometimes they even induce coma. Yeah. To make sure that the person does not agitate. In this regard, I would like us to look not only at the sick people on hospital beds, but those we see on the street, the entire community, the entire country. I said some time ago that when the mood of the country is healthy, when there is peace, when there is tranquility, nobody will fall sick, because your immune systems are stimulated by very good environmental factors, and that comes from health. And music is a very powerful tool to employ in such a situation.
Okay, let's look at the average person in this country. Most of us, we listen to some kind of music every day. Now, just for us to discern and differentiate what music therapy is, because on my way to work, maybe I'm listening to music. At some point during the day, I listen to music. Is music therapy any kind of music I listen to, whether it's my gospel in the morning or sometimes I like my rap music? Is that possible for music therapy, or music therapy has to be a specific brand of, different level kind of music?
Well, it has been said that one person's music is another person's noise. So it will depend on what you mean by music. Because when you say music, it's a group of sounds that have been put together to communicate thoughts and emotions. And it may differ from individual to individual. If you listen to all our tribal music in this country, you will realize that they are different. Yeah. The Asante music is different from the Gan music. And there is music to people. And to the uninitiated, those of us who have done research among the indigenous people, listening to traditional music, recording them. If you are new to the culture, you may not be happy with what you are listening, or you may be unfamiliar with it. So what I want to say is that it permeates all aspects of a musical life. Yeah, it can be any music, because the music, you see, the trick here for the therapy to work is to play music that you are most familiar with, something you can use to be happy, something you can use to relax. And when you say music, it's not only relaxation. Sometimes music is good for agitation. To stimulate your mind.
Yes. Going to the gym, there's a certain kind of music you listen to get your heart beating faster and your...
Thank you. Yeah. It's also good for psychotherapy, especially for the mentally ill. Sometimes they play the music to relax them. And sometimes you play music to, let somebody come up and do what he wants. Like some of these are patriotic songs. Yeah. They are designed to make us aware of
like the theme music that boxers come down to.
Yes. Militant music. And the music we play to our soldiers when they're going to the battlefield. They're supposed to march and be strong.
Think about it like
something like that.
Okay, so just to, in basic terms, because even though is music therapy any kind of music you listen to that makes you feel good, or is music therapy, what is it? Because I know we're talking about it, but for the average person, if I wake up and listen to music, I might get a music therapy.
Yeah, when we say therapy, we are talking about an attempt to cure.
Any ailment.
Yeah, any ailment. Well, it will depend on your kind of ailment. But like I'm saying, music is being used as a therapy. It's being used as a cure. We have got psychotherapy. Where we're using the physical exercises to exercise muscles that are a little dormant or maybe out of the way to bring the person back. But music is being used to stimulate the imagination. and to put the person in a certain mood. Actually, music has more than a physical side. It is not just sounds that we hear. It can create moods.
Yes.
Yeah, in an atmosphere.
Yes.
Of either peace or war. Just like that. Yeah. So we play music to make somebody happy or sad, or to encourage somebody to, it depends on the kind of therapy you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you're actually, if you observe yourself, if you like, go and write it down, you realize that you play different kinds of music on different occasions.
Yeah.
If you have met a young person, a beautiful girl like you have met a very handsome man, you definitely will be playing a lot of love songs. And if you have been disappointed by a woman, you may end up singing a song like and all this kind of therapy to stabilize you.
Yeah, it's very true. Okay, now for instance, music therapy, I don't know if too many people know about it within Ghana, but you've done some experiments here in Ghana, have you?
Well, we have done a lot of experiments. Actually, when we say, like I'm saying, music therapy, there are professional music therapists in the Western culture and other places.
Yeah.
People who have actually specialized in the university. Here, like this, people are trying to do it on their own. You may find, if you want to go around the hospitals, you may find choirs going to sing to people on hospital beds. And that kind of thing. When somebody is sick, a chorister is sick, the whole choir moves into the house to sing around the person, to cheer up the person.
So these are all forms of
therapy. I mean, using music to relax you, or music to make sure that your mood is right for another day.
So what is the correlation between this particular sense that we have hearing and what we're hearing to the reaction that we have? I mean, because obviously I take it this way: if I'm driving my car and all of a sudden a certain song comes on, that song can make me speed up.
Yes.
And all of a sudden I realize that my car's going faster. I'm bopping my head all of a sudden, and I have to actually compose myself and behave, because obviously there are laws on the road. Do you understand? So I mean, what is it within us, the human mind or the human body, that when we hear music it triggers a certain emotion or mood?
Yeah, I'm glad we have mentioned emotions. You see, music is very, very, very vital to the psychological well-being of a person, because you may hear sounds, but every song is based on what? A theme, depending on what the song is about. Like I'm saying, it depends on your mood. Actually, you will not select songs at random. A man like you, I'm sure, I know you have very powerful music interests. I don't think you get up and play any music at all. So the question, you have asked a very good question. What is it in you that stimulates you to maybe drive faster or slower? It depends on the kind of music and the kind of mood you are in. If you are in a very sad mood, like we had on the previous segment, you buy a land, you go and somebody has taken it. I don't think you play a love song on that occasion.
No.
You would like to play a song that is reflective, songs that bring you back to your senses. So in such a case, you are not likely to speak. But if you have a date and you are almost late and you are playing a very powerful song, I don't want to give examples, specific songs, but some songs, depending on the mood in which you are, in your situation of the day, I'm sure that, like you rightly said, music can make you very happy and agitative and let you overspeed or slow down.
Okay.
You brought some examples, haven't you?
Yeah, I brought the example.
Would you like to play for us, and let's hear
And I
some
want to
of-
see what mood it gets me into.
Yes. This song was sung by Mahalia Jackson, a black American
Soul singer.
Yeah, soul singer. And she sang this song in the early 1960s.
Okay.
So look at the mood it creates. So imagine you have been disappointed by somebody, a woman you were going to marry, and you were jilted on the altar. I'm very sure, looking at you, this is the kind of song you
It's a gospel song.
It is well with your soul.
Yeah,
It's
it's
light
It is
of
well.
the-
It is well. See, listening is very somber. It's very mellow.
There's no way you overspeed on this one.
That's true. You'll be all.
Sorrows like seeds grow.
So it's very almost melancholic as well.
Yes, yeah, and meditative. Something that brings you back to your senses. Whatever your lot.
Do we have any other happy ones? I'm a happy girl, yo.
Okay.
This is not me. I need stuff.
Okay, so I'm thinking about money.
You see?
Okay, let me give you something to make you very happy.
Yes,
you know, Christmas is coming.
Yes, please.
So
Christmas depresses some people actually.
Like those who are broke,
or those who are about to be broke because of Christmas.
But no matter how you are, remember that when you are broke, it does not mean you are broken.
True.
Yes. So let's look at something that is, bringing out Christmas. 1951.
Okay, you see, that one is old enough to be.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10.
Alright, Andrew, so do you have any local sample music? Let's get some local feel-good music.
Okay. It seems we are always neglecting our tradition.
And we need our local music.
Yeah, I'm
Ghana made it.
Okay, I heard you talking about older men.
Yes, older men, older women.
Yeah. Dating.
Yes.
So let's take a song that can, you see, the younger ones are always crying for when an older man snatches the object of it. Desire. So, well, I especially brought something designed for you.
Hey, Benny.
Let's look at Ghanaian. I want to look at some Ghanaian hip life music.
Okay.
And you see that the guy was really mad.
Okay.
What? Rosie, yeah, and so what's up? El dirty cheeky bamba. T-blazer and the blazer. So the Koja, you ain't in my class. You'll be Terminator. Bounty, PUBG, we won't stop. Terror, Shafto, Yanti Jada. Sissy, yeah. You are called crap and say, well,
You know the funny thing is, it's so much more powerful than we're with. But what Benny said, you know, Benny, what that thing you said, when a certain song comes on and you start driving fast, there's one song that anytime it comes on the radio, I literally think like I am it. And this song is actually, if you can just lower it completely for us. I mean, this particular song, anytime, and I'm sure most women or most people can attest to it, you're driving, and then you hear, I'm a diva. Sandra just raised her hand.
Or the other one, who runs the world?
Girl!
And I'm like, yeah. But you guys.
When you're driving your car, it's just that thing. I put my sunglasses on, I'm like this.
Yeah. And then you're trying to run the world from
I feel like I run the world,
Yeah.
Anyway, if you are going to behave like that behind your steering wheel, definitely you are going to see legislation against playing music in your car.
No, but it's like you just kind of go roll, you put your glass on, you're like, yeah.
And be careful, there's no policeman around.
Oh, I'm still safe. I put my seatbelt on, but you just kind of you get perked up. This is the thing. Do we neglect music therapy in Ghana? Because most of us are not even aware of what it's doing for us. How it makes us feel good. And when you play that Mahalia Jackson song, I was just like, oh my! It definitely just did take you into a certain mood. Are most Ghanaians, do you think we're aware of the power of music?
You see, when we talk about music therapy, it is very dangerous to think of it as one specific field. Actually, it is a specific field.
Yeah.
But it is made for everyday use.
Yeah.
So and it is designed for the ordinary user.
Yeah.
Or the general man on the street. So if you should just see it as a specific subject, of course, we need professionals to go and specialize in it and come back. Medical students should do some kind of music so that they can specialize in music therapy. I'm advocating for doctors who will be musicians who are, in fact, most doctors in Ghana are musicians. Yeah, you find the doctors at Kolibu, many of them can play the violin, the piano, and other things. Wow. So what I want to advocate for is for an awareness of music in our lives, so that you can play music on all occasions and use it to think, like this you're driving. Imagine driving from here to Kumasi on a monotonous road, very long road. you are more likely to fall asleep than anything else. But if you have some music
perking you up
in the background that you can tune in and out of, it gets rid of mental stress and fatigue and other things. And you can actually drive safely to Kumasi and come back. You actually make sure that it is not so loud as to maybe deafen you against whatever sounds that may be cropping up under your vehicle to alert you to dangers and other things.
The question that you just asked, I think a typical example of that would be football and Jama. Every time the supporters unions and the Jama squads get together, regardless of whether you like football or not, you can't help but being consumed by the pure energy that comes out from it. So, and you know, it encourages the players.
When they're down,
it brings
and
on the supporters.
It's true.
You know, it brings people together. So that's probably one of the biggest examples.
Yeah, actually, then that is what I was talking about when I talk about the mood of the society or the health of the entire community. Because if you are coming together to be able to make music, it is a big sign of unity.
Yeah.
Go to Kumasi during Akwesidai. They all come together with Tumfo Nana to come out with good music. And they sing together, they process, they make all kinds of like this Jama thing we are talking about. It unites us. If you're a supporter of the Black Stars, the Supporters Association of Black Stars, come out with music. It is like that also in the political arena. You see that during electoral campaigns, some people make their own songs. Some are happy, some are not. You see,
if we go back even the slave trade days, the days of the Underground Railroad, those are the songs they were singing to keep themselves, their motivation up.
And also South some Africa, of the songs were used as a communication tool ahead to warn people.
In South Africa, when they were going through apartheid, all the choirs and songs that came out of there, keeping their hope and faith alive all throughout it. So I guess we've been experiencing it, but not been able to actually identify it.
Oh yes. So like I'm saying, we need to sensitize the general public. You don't need to be a doctor to do music therapy. Actually, there are strict medical principles when it comes to handling the sick person. But we are not talking only about the sick. Let's talk about the healthy, so that we don't fall sick. And I believe that if we could do that, we have less and less people in the hospitals. And when we have time, I think I'll play a patriotic song for you to hear and see how.
Let's do that, and as we wrap up on this segment.
Sasani, airport in Limaye, Mojana, Nanam Shegu, Nada to my egg. Eduman, it was so say, Piatwaso, Nindian Twaso, go to Canina, Kassamin Kumina, Eddie, Bramu, Damaya, Sassicodo, what to say.
Unity.
Oh my lord, oh my lord.
Oh, thank you ever so much, Andrews, for coming in and teaching us more about music therapy. In fact, I'm going to use it in my day-to-day life. If anybody wants to have a confrontation with me, I'll just go play on some music, make it chill out.
Of course. Yes, and make sure it is not insinuative music.
Yes, not profane
like
at all.
chill, man.
Yeah, very
but that
chill.
song, I think that song is like, it should be played every day, especially to school kids.
That is why it is our second national anthem. From Mamo composed this song in I think the late 50s or so.
Beautiful song.
And it is there for everybody.
Andrews, thank you ever so much for coming in and teaching us more about music therapy.
Yes.
And for you at home, I hope you got something out of it as well. Go listen to music, man. Calm down as well.